Hello students, how are you? How is going? Today we have a new topic. We will talk about the earthquake and volcanoes. All of you bring your book and notebook and pencil. Front of you, open page number 124. Okay, dear students, open this page and focus the main topic, earthquake and volcanoes, how earthquakes occur. Previous lesson, as you know, we talk about the layers of the earth. As you know, we have three layers: crust, first layer, this one; mantle, second layer; and then what we have, the third one, is core. The core is the hottest layer of the plates of the earth. The core are two layers: outer core, this one, and then inner core is this one. The inner core inside of the earth is very hot, the hottest layers of the earth plates. And I told you draw this picture and send me to my personal number, but most of you didn't. So please focus of the question that I told you written in your notebook or homework. For today, as I told you, we have earthquake and volcanoes. Earthquakes and volcanoes. How earthquake occur? In the investigation, you might look at until here. An earthquake is a vibration. Okay, is a what? Vibration. Earthquake is a vibration or shaking. Shaking, you moving something very dangerous, shaking something. The earth is shaking. Maybe you felt before in your house or in somewhere, because last year sometimes happens the earthquake and shaking of the earth is called what? Earthquakes of earth's crust, caused by the movement of plates. It means the layers of crust, this layer is what? Caused by a movement. This layer is caused by a movement. It means moving. The layers of crust is what? Moving of plates. Now, what is the earthquake? Is a vibration or shaking of Earth's crust caused by the movement of plates. If I asked you the question, what is the earthquake? You say is a vibration or shaking. Shaking of Earth's crust caused by the movement of plates. Most earthquakes occur along fault. Most of the time the earthquake happens of the fault that sometimes happen in the crust of layers. Some of the plates toward or moving in different direction is called fault. A fault is a break. As I told you, a fault is what? A break in the crust along which rock move. What is a fault? Is a break. It means you break something, just like plates in your house or glass. While they break, is a crust along which rocks move. Underline this definition. Okay, until here, and underline the fault is a break in the crust along which rocks move. We have two definitions, earthquake and fault. You should know this is important, okay? Rock on either side of the fault can move up and down, side to side, or both. Rock, as you know, sometimes either side of fault can move up and down, can move up, up, and down, side to side, or both. The rock moving in different directions. Sometimes they moving to up, and sometimes moving to down, or side to side, or both of direction. Many earthquakes happens where the plates are moving past each other. As previous lesson we talked about the types of moving of plates. For some, why the earthquakes happens? Because of the earthquake happen where the plates are moving. Many earthquakes happens where the plates moving past each other. Sometimes the rocks along a fault get stuck and don't move for a while. Sometimes the plates are stuck. It means not moving for a long time. Do not stuck. It means not moving. Okay, stuck. It means do not moving. Don't move for a while. But the plates are still moving and causing a pressure. On the rock. The plates are still moving and pressure on the rock. When the pressure building up enough, while the pressure builds up enough, it means not moving more than this rate, the rocks break and the plates move suddenly. It is very dangerous while the pressure is a lot and the rock is break and the plates move suddenly. Okay, move suddenly. This release or set free. Sometimes it is release or sets free. The energy, look at here, the energy that has a built up, the energy takes the form of the vibration that move through the earth crust. And then what happens? The earth crust is breaking down and then the vibrations of the crust layers happens. You made a model if this sticking and the slapping in the investigation. When the self stick, not that stood for the rocks, move it. You saw this is not important. Okay, this is not important. Okay, dear student, this is not important. But you should focus on those two definitions: earthquake and a fault. Okay. Fault and earthquake is very important, and if you look at this picture you may more easier understand. Do you see this is the crust layers of earth while the earthquake happen? Scientific record more than 3,000 earthquakes each year in the California. every year every year in the California. How many earthquakes happen? 30,000 earthquake each year in the California. It's too much. And then look at this picture. The San Andreas Fault is two plates sliding past each other. This is what? In this picture, do you see? Sliding each other. What? That's why the earthquake happens. And look, this is the plates are two direction. Do you see the plates are moving in two different direction? One is go to the right side and another come to the left side. Damage is usually worst near an earthquake's epicenter. It's very worst in the what? In the epicenter. So This is why the earthquake happened. Do you see? Because the plates are moving in two different directions. Energy in the form of the vibration move out in the all directions from the focus on the earthquakes. Do you see? Then the energy that release and move all the direction from the focus of the earthquakes. While the plates are moving in two different directions, the energy come out and shaking and vibrations happen. Look at this video, dear students.
Percent of these rest in the Ring of Fire, a band circling the Pacific Ocean. Their location is no accident. While the Earth's surface looks stable, its crust is made up of immense slabs of rock, like puzzle pieces that constantly shift. Where these tectonic plates interact, volcanoes often form. Friction from shifting plates melts the Earth's crust, causing rock beneath the crust to liquefy. This molten rock, or magma, then becomes a volcano by erupting through rifts in the plates. Once magma escapes from the Earth, it's called lava. But not all lava is the same. Running lava flows quickly and forms the gentle slopes of shield volcanoes. Thick, sticky lava doesn't flow as far and tends to form the steeper slopes of composite volcanoes. Composite volcanoes can erupt violently, hurling ash and lava at speeds up to 200 miles per hour. These eruptions, some active volcanoes on the planet, and has erupted continuously since 1983. Because Kilauea is a shield volcano, this constant eruption is a gentle one. Lava oozing from Kilauea constantly hardens into new land, making
damaging natural disasters. Between 2004 and 2011, nearly 700,000 people lost their lives when quakes hit countries.
This is more important. If you see how the earth is shaking and vibration, you will see, and then the earthquakes happen.
Countries as far apart as Haiti and Japan to Indonesia and Pakistan. Caused by movement of the Earth's tectonic plates, some regions are at constant risk. Seismic activity is concentrated along fault lines, areas of fracture in the Earth's crust, generally near ridges or tectonic plate boundaries. These huge plates are constantly in motion, and when they collide, one is pushed slowly beneath the other. The resulting
Do you see? We have the plate is moving, sometimes in same direction and sometimes in different direction. That's why the earthquakes happen.
friction creates energy along fault lines.
Do you see? We have two layers, and then what we have inside of the earth, we have energy. While the earthquake and shaking and vibration, the energy come out of the earth, and then shaking sometimes very dangerous of the humanity.
Eventually becomes so unstable they rupture, sending out a shockwave. This energy release is felt as an earthquake. After the initial jolt, aftershocks can be felt as neighboring plates readjust into place.
Look, the energy release and come out.
Underground movement goes unnoticed by human beings, but occasionally a big tremor strikes. Among the world's most active seismic zones, Asia, Turkey and Afghanistan, Northern Africa and the Americas. Earthquakes are measured by their magnitude and intensity. The Richter scale, the most famous indicator, rates magnitude, in other words, the energy released during an earthquake. In theory, there's no limit to the scale, but in reality, no earthquake has measured more than the 9.5 recorded in Chile in 1960. Meanwhile, the European macroseismic scale rates intensity, in other words, possible consequences. There are 12 different levels. 1 indicates the earthquake cannot be felt, while 12 indicates a total change in landscape. In the latter case, the scale acts as a warning against other natural phenomena such as landslides, avalanches or tsunamis.
Do you see the earthquake too much dangerous and vulnerable of the um, the things that human building. For example, do you see all the buildings fell down, and this is too much bad and very vulnerable of the people that cause of the earthquake.
Tsunamis which could be triggered. Each year, some 100,000 earthquakes are recorded across the world.
Good job, dear student. As I told you, this is the cause of the earthquake because we have more energy in some places, and should be this energy they want to come out, and then what happened? The earthquake and shaking of the earth happens, and then the pictures above shows two plates sliding past each other. As I told you, that two plates slide each other, and this is one type of the earthquake. The two plates had been stuck, but they recently moved, and the earthquake occurred, as I show you in the video. The point underground where the movement first took a place in the called focus. This is called what? A focus. When a rocks slide or the focus, energy is moved out. In this place, the energy, as I show you also in the video, the energy they want to moves out in all directions through the rock around it. They want to move out in between the rocks, and then the shaking and vibrations happen. Damage from the vibration caused by the release of the energy, usually centered around the epicenters. The epicenters is the point on the surface that are right above of the focus. And then what we have the earthquakes or the rockfalls. Sometimes the earthquake, why the earthquake happens? Because of the rockfalls and landslides and ground cracks, or collapse of the buildings of the sea waters and floods caused by a huge waves of the called what? Tsunami. Sometimes in the ocean, what happens the tsunami. This is also is very vulnerable, that damage everything, houses, buildings, everything, cities, and most of the places that have the tsunami in the Indian Ocean. Earthquakes of the December 2004, which measured 9 on the Richter scale, is very big. That happened in the 2004. Many people died caused of the tsunami that hit 12 countries on the shores of the Indian Ocean. 12 countries they hit by this tsunami in the Indian Ocean, especially in the Indonesia, Sri Lanka. That countries happen by hit by this what tsunami. Thailand and India. The tsunami which destroyed many cities. They destroyed many cities and villages. They destroyed many cities and villages caused of the loss of the more than 300,000 lives, and left more than 2 million people homeless. It means that 2 million people homeless. Just imagine of the Erbil is Howler is 2 million. Okay, the people in they live in the Howler is 2 million. It means 2 million people homeless. The 2 millions because of the tsunami that happens in the Indian Ocean earthquake. 2 million people's homeless. It means they don't have home. All the homes are destroyed. All the homes are filled down on the earth because of what? Because of the earthquake tsunami Indian 2004. The estimated damage was about $10 billion. It means the damage or the money, how much is too much. You cannot imagine. It's $10 billion. What cause of the earthquake? As I told you, the energy and they want to move out, and then the plates break down of the, and then the energy they want to move come out between the rocks, and then the earthquake happens. Look at this tsunami that is very dangerous. Look.
There are probably a succession of small earthquakes, and then maybe a big earthquake that shakes loose this very steep western flank of the volcano.
Almost 1,500 cubic kilometers of earth and rock plummet into the sea. On impact, the land displaces a massive amount of water. The ocean rushes back to fill the giant gap. From this cataclysmic disturbance emerges the tsunami, heading directly for Honolulu.
This is tsunami. Do you see the waves of the waters, and then they go and destroy everything? Look.
Estimated time to impact, 30 minutes.
This is the direction that a big tsunami would come from the Big Island.
The wave first becomes visible as it stands and breaks on a shallow bank, 40 kilometers southeast of Honolulu.
Look, the cover of the city.
You'd see the sea rear up in front of you. It would be huge. It would rise up above you, the size of a building, the size of a 10-story building.
Surging inland at up to 70.
Look, they destroy everything. Do you see the very huge buildings, and then they fell down and vulnerable of the people.
Kilometers per hour, the tsunami slams Honolulu.
This is what? This is that tsunami happens of because of the earthquake. It's very dangerous.
Because the tsunami's energy stretches down to the ocean floor, this wave is not clean water. It's filled with sand, coral, and rock.
Do you see how they look like dangerous and cover of the cities, everything? They destroy everything. It is called tsunami.
Water penetrates 16 kilometers inland before being sucked back out to sea in a lethal maelstrom of wreckage. It annihilates nearly everyone and everything in its path.
They destroy all the city. Do you see? They cover everything. This is called tsunami. Okay, dear students. So you should now focus the differentiate between those things: the earthquake, tsunami, and volcanoes. As I told you, this is what? This is the tsunami, as I show you of the video. So memorize these two definition: earthquake and fault. And then now I will underline, this is also important, the most damage effect of the earthquake are: number one, rock falls; second one, landslide, ground cracks, collapse of a building of the sea waters, floods are caused by the huge waves of called tsunami. Okay, you should memorize this two definition: earthquake and fault. And the most damage effects is what? Earthquake are rock falls and landslide and ground cracks, and collapse. So memorize and read those questions, very important, and you should know these two definition. Okay, dear students, if you have any question, I am here anytime. Okay, ask me.